The open mic for, I'd say, I think it was a year. Did you do a year on the dot? Yeah. Every week for a year, pretty much. Bar, back misses and holidays, and it's so nice to have Paul back. Paul moved away to Dorset, so please welcome to the stage the wonderful Paul. Give me a round of applause.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. Do you want me to come and grab it for you? And what about the mic stand?
You go. Don't worry. I'm here. I'm an invisible roadie. Okay. That's that good? Yeah. Thanks. Hi everyone, my name's Paul. Good evening. Thanks for the introduction there. Could you give us, is this 10 minutes we get?
It's 8.
8 minutes. Okay, could you give us a minute's warning before the end, please? Thank you. So my name's Paul, everyone.
Hi, Paul.
Hi, Paul. There we go. If we've met before, just to get an idea of numbers and who people are, if we've met before, could you make the sound of a pigeon that's won the lottery? Okay. And if we're meeting for the first time, could you make the sound of a lion that's passed their driving test for the first attempt? Okay. All right. Okay. Good. So there's more lions. I just wanted to share a little bit about what I've been up to, because I felt a very strong calling to do open mic for a long time, but I was kind of putting it off because there was a lot of fear there. So I felt this calling, and there was a lot of fear. Can everybody relate to that here, particularly if you're performing? There's like almost like this, yeah? So there's like two parts. It felt like there were two parts of me. And what happened was I allowed that first part, or the second part, to get the better of me and to stop and to not do it. Because that fear felt very real. But a few things have happened in between, and I'm back in Brighton and Hove for a couple of nights, and walking around the corner and seeing the sign for the Brunswick, there wasn't any fear there. And I can only describe the fear leading up to doing an open mic as though I was being taken off to the gallows to be executed. Can you relate to that?
Yeah.
That intense fear, and what's all that about? So I decided to pursue that because I was really interested in exploring what fear meant. And so what I did, I carried on doing the open mics for quite a long time to see how that would work, because not only did I not die, although actually I've got a theory about that, about past lives, that whenever we've been truly visible or in our power, in our light, we've been executed for it. What do you think? But that would explain the level of fear I was experiencing anyway. And where was I going with that? So I did that for quite a long time to see what would happen with the fear. And initially it didn't go away. So then I moved away to a cult, as you do in the west of England. And that wasn't very nice. Obviously no one advertises it as being a cult. They put these nice pictures out and people sitting around hugging trees and playing banjos and all sorts of stuff, but it didn't turn out that way. So what I decided to do, I left there and I joined a different cult. This time in Dorset, which is a much nicer cult. And I've kept on doing the open mic, and one of the things that's made the biggest difference, I feel, is that finally, after years of thinking there was something wrong with me because nothing was particularly firing up my motivation, I've managed to find my life purpose. How about that? Now, it's only taken me 52 years. You were probably thinking more like looking at me 49, probably, something like that. But I know what it is now, and it just seems so obvious and clear what that is. And it's all been about this personal journey. So what I've decided to do, and there is a little bit of fear with this, is to start offering that. Because this path, if every time you come down to the Brunswick on a Monday night, you actually feel like you're going to be executed, it's not a very nice feeling. So I've learned so much on that journey that I want to share with people, because I truly believe we each have unique gifts to share with the world as individuals, rather than trying to be somebody else. And we can never be that somebody else. We'll always be a second-rate version of that person rather than a first-rate version of ourselves, if we truly trust in ourselves. And so at a wonderful festival, the end of May, beginning of June, near Bournemouth, called Free Zone, I'm going to be presenting a 90-minute workshop called Safe to Shine. And the fear is now being replaced by excitement, because I feel that this is what I really, really want to do, is to allow people, give people the tools and share my personal experience that it's actually okay, we're not going to die. Now, fear is real. I'm not talking about going off and doing things that feel really scary that could get you killed, such as playing hopscotch on the M25 or jumping in a cage of lions. But I feel it's very aligned now with what I want to do, and I can quite happily say that I'm actually starting to enjoy this. But I always did enjoy it when I was standing up in front of people. That part was okay, but what used to come beforehand was the fear, the self-criticism, and afterwards quite often the shame that I'd fucked up or done something bad. And that was a really, really strong feeling. But I understand so much more now about that part, that I'm going to say I, but also I'd say we, that feels like a... Can anyone who here can relate to, even if you're not performing, that self-critic inside the head that tells you you're not good enough?
Uh-huh.
That's sound like fairly unanimous. And I understand from my own inner critic, all it's doing, it's not a bad part of me, it feels pretty nasty, it just wants to protect me. And the best way that it could do that was by saying, no one's going to listen to you, people are not going to laugh, and you're no good at it anyway, so why bother? And it would have been really, really easy to listen to that. But that would have kept me in my comfort zone, which wasn't very comfortable anyway. So, yeah, and it's really starting to transform now, and I see this part of me as the protector, wanting to keep me safe, because if I stayed in and had a pot noodle and maybe played with myself instead on a Monday night, which is the other option, right? I don't know, like Brunswick, or stay in and have a beef and tomato and crack one off. So, yeah, and I've started to make friends with the fear, to befriend that fear and to allow it to work for me.
Oh, this is your 1 minute.
Okay, thank you, Nick. So, on that note, being that we have the inner critic, and he is just a friend, but there are voices probably in our heads from childhood, from growing up, from maybe our first job, different situations in which we were told we weren't good enough. Can you relate to that?
Yeah.
Okay, so we can start to reverse that process a little bit, if you're up for a little bit of audience interaction tonight. Who's up for that? Yeah. Fantastic, right. So, what I'm going to do, to say to that voice of those people that said you weren't good enough, tall enough, pretty enough, handsome enough, whatever it might be. So, I'm going to ask you to say at the top of your voices, after me, we're going to say, my name is, and then you say your name. And if you don't like it, fuck you. How's that? And if you wanted to do that as well, that's also very welcome, or whatever, however you want to do it, that's the invitation. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so, sorry, do that right. It's been a while, Nick, it's been a while. Okay, 1, 2, 3. My name is... And if you don't like it,
fuck you.
One more time, even louder. 1, 2, there it is. And if you don't like it,
fuck you.
Beautiful, that's wonderful. Thank you so much, I've been Paul. Have a beautiful evening, thank you. Everyone, give it up for Paul.
so much. So nice to see you. And next up to the stage, it's gonna be Yanni.